So, hello. Today we are going to be talking about the dreams, and I am going to give you my 5 dreams in which I kind of saw the future. So, I am not 100% sure that this is something which is real. I am open minded to the possibility that these are just coincidences. But if you are going to stay to the end of the video, you will understand why I think that maybe 90, maybe 95% this is something which is not coincidence, and this is something which is happening and which is very, very real. For now, there is no scientific evidence for such a thing, but at the same time, I think that there are not even like researches or something like this. So the lack of scientific evidence doesn't mean that it cannot be true. And one example is this famous psychologist, Carl Gustav Jung. I saw like a black and white video of him on YouTube, and they asked him like if he believed that there is something after death. And he said that he doesn't know, but he is 100% sure, not 90, not 95, but 100% sure that in dreams you can actually see future, you can see behind the corners, and you can see things that you shouldn't be able to see. So with this being said, right now we can start with the dream number 1. So this one is going to be with my younger sister, and basically she is 10 years younger than me, and she was living her life, I was living my life, and we didn't communicate too much with each other. And yeah, I am not proud of that, but that's how it was. And yeah, one day I had a dream with her, and in that dream she wanted to tell me something, but at the same time she didn't. So it was very vivid dream, and she wanted to tell me something, but she was really afraid. And in that dream I was kind of aggressive because I really wanted her to tell me the information. I was almost going to punch her, like I didn't, and I wouldn't do that in a real life. But really, I wanted her to share her issue or her problem or anything. So yeah, I had this dream. I woke up and I didn't see her in the morning because she went to the school. But when she came from the school, she came to my room. This is something which almost never happened. And she asked me if she can speak with me because she has some kind of issue. And I do not want to go to too much details, but basically she was chatting with some guys on social media, and they were kind of blackmailing her for some photos and so on. So you can imagine. And the situation even escalated to the point where my parents needed to go to the police station because she was maybe like 15, 16, I do not know exactly. So it was really interesting that I had this dream with her, and on the next day, and all of the dreams that I am going to share with you is something which is going to happen on the next day. But on the next day, she came to me and she said that she has this kind of issue. In a real life, I had no idea that she has some kind of problem or something. Is this something which is going to convince me that you can see future in your dreams? Not. I was still open-minded to the possibility that maybe consciously I had no idea that she has some kind of issue, but maybe subconsciously, subconsciously something that you do not know, I could somehow feel or I could somehow see on her body language that there is some kind of problem with her. But as I said, consciously, I had no idea. But the thing is that she had this issue for a few weeks, maybe even a month, and I had a dream on a day or like the previous day before she told me that she has this kind of issue. I wasn't like 100% convinced that this is like real shit, but I was really open-minded. The dream number two is something which is even more interesting to me because this one is something that there was no way, even subconsciously, to know. But basically, I need to tell you a little bit like background. So my mother, right now, she is doing work with the meditation and some courses and things like that. But before of that, she had like market research projects, and she basically had maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 projects in a year, and basically some research, for example, testing new coffees on a gas station or testing new products in a shop and so on. So yeah, and I had a dream, and it was one more time very vivid dream, and this time it was a lucid dream. So I knew that I am dreaming, and I do not want to go to too much details because there was some funny stuff in the dream. But basically, in the dream, my mother came to me. She started to hug me, and she wanted me to gather 100 people from Ukraine. And I was like, okay, this is really interesting. And yeah. So I am from Slovakia, and we are like neighbors with Ukraine. And it was maybe 1 year and something after the war started. So there is like many people from Ukraine in my country. But yeah. So when I woke up, I was like, if she is going to tell me that she is going to have some kind of project with people from Ukraine, I am not even going to be surprised. It's not even going to give me goosebumps. I am like so used to have this kind of dreams that it wouldn't surprise me. So the dream with my sister was like not the first dream that I had like so yeah. So I went downstairs, and my mother, she was calling with someone. So I made myself a coffee. I went outside, I had my coffee and so on. And while I was making my coffee, she was like calling, and she said something like police station for the foreign people. And I was like, okay, this sounds really interesting. And when I came inside, she was not calling anymore, and I told her about my dream. And of course, she said that she just had a phone call, and they are going to have a project on 200 people from Ukraine. And I was like, there is no way that I could have known this, because when I had the dream, at that time, she didn't know. She had the phone call at the morning. So, of course, I could have imagined that maybe eventually she is going to have some kind of project with people from Ukraine, because they are living in our country, and she is doing like a market research. But she has maybe 3, 4 projects in a year. And it was 1 year and something after the war started, and I had a dream, and on the next day she had a phone call that she is going to have this kind of project. So after this dream, I was like, I cannot deny this. Like, I do not want to believe in something which is like a bullshit, but at the same time, I do not know. So yeah. Before we will go to the dream number 3, which in my opinion is even more interesting than this one, I want to say one thing, and that's I had many dreams that didn't come true, like most of them. Many dreams are just about the past, so they cannot come true, and many dreams I basically cannot verify. Like, if I have a dream with my friend from like high school, I am not going to write him like, I saw you in a dream and you had a problem with your hand. Is that true? So yeah. But I was thinking that if on average I can remember one dream a night, because sometimes you can remember more dreams, sometimes you cannot remember anything, sometimes you don't even sleep or whatever. But I was thinking that if I can remember one dream a night, it's like 365 dreams in a year. So it's like around 3,000 dreams in 10 years. And I was like, what is the chance that out of these few thousand dreams, I am going to have many dreams which are going to be like these dreams? So I do not have an answer, but I just wanted to share my way of thinking. The dream number 3 is actually not going to be my dream, but it's going to be dream of my mother with me. And one more time, I need to tell you a little background story, but I do not want to go to too much details. So yeah, basically, I kind of liked one girl, which was my neighbor, but I didn't speak with her, and I wanted, but I was like unable to meet her. I only saw her in a car and so on. And she was studying in other country, so she wasn't home that often. But yeah, and I had like many issues in life. One day, I was crying, like I was really sad, I was depressed, and I was crying mainly because of this girl, but also like my life situation and so on. And then during the night, I like stopped crying, and I was like in my room, and I was imagining like how beautiful it would be to be with this girl and so on. So I was like daydreaming, I was happy, I was joyful and so on. So yeah. So basically, during the day I was crying, and I was crying a lot. And during the night I kind of switched my mood, and I was imagining how it would be to be with the girl, and I was really happy, blissful, and so on. During the day, my mother saw me. She didn't see me crying, but she saw me, so maybe she could see that I am not in the best mood. But during the night, she didn't see me because I was in my room, and I was in my room until I went to the sleep. So yeah. And on the next day, my mother told me that she had a dream with me, and in that dream, she saw me, and she saw me crying, and she saw me crying hard, and after that, she saw me flying, happy, joyful, and so on. And I was like, there is no way. Like, if she had a dream that I was crying, I would be like, okay. But she had a dream that I was crying, and in that dream, then I switched, and I was flying, joyful, happy, and so on. And she had no idea. She didn't see me during the night. So I was like, there is no way that this is a coincidence. There is a way, but if I would say that this is just a coincidence, I would be denying something which seems very real. So yeah, two more dreams that I am going to share. One of them is going to be with my neighbor, not the girl one, but the guy. He was like my very good friend, and he was 10 years older than me. And he was like a great guy, but he had a little issue with alcohol. And basically, he was like drinking a lot. But the worst part is that he was driving a car while he was like drunk. And during maybe 20 years, they took his driving license maybe 3 or 4 times. At that time, 3 times. But we will go to the 4th time. And basically, one time it was maybe 20 years ago, one time 15 years ago, and one time 10 years ago. And in my country, usually when they stop you and you are drunk, they take your driving license for 2 years. and when it's repeating, they can like take it for more years, or you may go to the jail and so on. But so far he didn't. And maybe for 5 or 7 or 10 years, he had a driving license. He was driving regularly while he was drunk, and nobody stopped him. So yeah, one day I had a dream with him, and in that dream I saw him with like 3 or 4 police cars, and yeah, basically that was the dream. And on the next day, not on the next day, but a few days later, when they like put him away from the like jail, I found out that during the night they stopped him, and he was drunk, and they took his driving license and so on. He didn't go to jail, but almost. He was very, very close to go to the jail, but that's not the point of this video. But but yeah, one more time, I could have somehow imagined that eventually they are going to stop him, because you know, when he was doing this regularly, it was like the question of time. But one more time, if I would have a dream and then it would happen in a month, it wouldn't mean much to me. But it was during the night when I had a dream, and that was really, really interesting to me. The last dream that I am going to share with you is going to be kind of interesting, because it's not showing the future, but it's showing something where I was able to see something in a dream, and other person was able to see something very similar. So yeah, basically it was one more time with this neighbor, with this guy. He was crazy. I may create separate videos like crazy neighbor stories, but yeah. But I had a dream, and in that dream, I saw a lion, like big male lion, walking on our street. I do not want to go to too much details, so there were some stuff, but basically I saw a lion in a dream, and the lion was walking on our street. So yeah, I had this dream, I woke up, and during the night I went to my neighbor's house, like to drink some beers, have fun, and so on. And out of fun, I asked him, like, did you see the lion? And he was like, what lion? And I was like, never mind, I just had a dream, and I saw a lion on our street, like walking and so on. And he was like, okay, I just remembered, like that he saw a lion in a dream, and the lion was dead, and it was hit by a car. And I was like, okay, I do not dream about the lions that often. Sometimes they chase me, but like it's maybe 2 times in a year, and probably he doesn't dream about lions also. And I saw a lion walking on a street, and during the same night he saw a lion in a dream which was hit by a car. When I asked him, like, if it was on our street, he said that he doesn't remember, but probably not, because the road was a little bit like destroyed and so on. But yeah. So these are just my 5 dreams where I kind of saw the future or something that I shouldn't know. Not 5 my, 4 my, and 1 of my mother with me. And yeah. I had many little dreams like so. So basically, for example, I was collecting €2 coins, and one day I had a dream that somebody gave me many of these €2 coins, and on the next day I had a delivery, and I was paying cash, and the guy, he didn't have like paper money, so he gave me maybe 15 or €2 coins. Or I was ordering something from China, like AliExpress. Right now you have Temu, and usually it takes like 1 month or 2 months or never to get your delivery. And I had a dream that I had a delivery, and on the next day I had a delivery. So I had many little dreams like so, but these fives that I shared were probably the biggest one, the strongest one, and so on. So, as I said, I am still not 100% convinced. I am still open-minded to the possibility that these are just coincidences. But if I would have to say, I would say probably like 95% this is something which is basically real. So yeah, I have no idea what can be like a scientific reason for this. Maybe on quantum level there is some kind of like retroactivity or something like that. I was reading about that, so maybe you know, time is no linear on a quantum level or something like that. I do not know, but I wanted to share this with you. So yeah, let me know in the comments your own experiences with seeing something like this in a dream. I would be really interested in reading this. And let me know if you think that my dreams are just coincidences, or you think that they are real. And maybe you can write me which one do you think is like most convincing, which one you think that is like the strongest. So I do not want to claim anything. I am just sharing my experience. I am open-minded, but I said it a couple of times. I think that this is real. So let me know if you think that this is real, or you think that this is coincidence, or your experiences, or anything. So thank you very much. These are just my first videos, so maybe I am like not speaking the best way, but yeah. So thank you, have a nice day, and goodbye.